3 men slept with the same woman. 2 became rich overnight and 1 lost everything. If you sleep with her and she enjoys it, within 24 hours, you'll discover enough riches to take care of you and your family for life. But if she does not enjoy it, you do not want to know what will happen to you. This man is about to find out. Kazaya was not the most beautiful girl in the community, but she was still beautiful. She had a clean face, soft curves, and a quiet confidence that made men look twice. One afternoon, her grandmother sent her to Ephine's shop to buy detergent. When she got there, he was sitting in front of the shop with his 2 friends, David and Aura. After selling the detergent to her, Ephine returned to his seat. As Kazaya walked away, David whistled, screaming, "Oma, this girl is fine." David said, "How you see him now?" Obara nodded. "Yes. She makes sense. I fit toast this one." Ephine laughed. "Well, she's not my type. You know me now. I be big boy now. Big fish day catch." Ephine was the richest of the 3. He owned the biggest provision shop in the area, almost like a mini supermarket. And in 2004, that already made him a big man. He drove a Peugeot 404, had built his own house, and money was not his problem. Girls in the village admired him. Many girls wanted to marry him. So, it was not a surprise that KEZIAH did not catch his attention. Yes, she was pretty, but not as flashy as Precious or Favor. David and Obara, however, had their eyes on KEZIAH. David was a carpenter's apprentice, and Obara was only a sales boy in a shop. KEZIAH herself did not take relationships seriously. She did not mind casual arrangements and did not see sleeping around as a big deal. She was new in the village, having just come to stay with her grandmother after too many men were disturbing her back home. A few days later, KEZIAH returned to Ephine's shop to buy milk and Lipton tea. David was there. Without talking too much, David paid for what she bought and offered to escort her home. Ephine and Obara were shocked. In Ephine's mind, he mocked him. "Poor man when use money impress girl. Nobody say the girl even fine like that." But he said it a little too loudly. KEZIAH heard what he said, and she found it offensive. David walked Kazaya to her house. Along the way, he told her he liked her and wanted her to come visit him. She told him she was not interested in a relationship, but friends with benefits was fine with her. Clear as throat, she explained that her grandmother did not like her being around men, so she had to be careful. David smiled. "You're a fine girl now. Why won't men disturb you?" Then he added, "Come to my place tomorrow. I promise you, you will enjoy it." KEZIAH smiled. "Are you sure?" "Okay." She told him to meet her at Ephine's shop by 3 p.m. after her grandmother left for church. David agreed immediately. The next day, David cleaned his small one-room apartment, bought provisions, and prepared himself. Ephine laughed at him when they saw how serious he was. By 2 p.m., David took permission from his boss at the carpentry workshop and rushed to the shop. When KEZIAH arrived, she looked especially beautiful to him. In truth, KEZIAH looked the same, but David was just too excited. When they got to his place, they slept together. KEZIAH enjoyed it deeply. She kept smiling. She told him no man had ever satisfied her like that. David was proud, very proud. "I told you now, you go enjoy, I good," he said. Afterwards, KEZIAH left and went home quickly before her grandmother got back home. David went straight to Ephine's shop and bragged. He told them everything, how it happened, how she praised him, and how satisfied she was. David did not love KEZIAH. To him, it was just an achievement. So he told his friends, "If you want the girl no day form." He told Ephine, "Go collect your own now." The rich man smiled. He was not interested. Obara, on the other hand, was interested. "Tomorrow I go collect my own," he said. David shook his hand and called him a sharp guy. That night, David slept normally, not expecting anything. By morning, his life had already changed. When David woke up, his entire room was filled with gold, silver, cash, and expensive items. Wall to wall. He froze. David ran outside immediately and called his friends. When they saw it, Obara shouted, "Ah, Godwin, make locate me. Your life done set." David refused to touch anything. He did not allow anyone into his room. He was still trying to understand how a poor carpenter's apprentice became rich overnight. He had heard rumors of men who became rich overnight, music, but he did not know it could happen to him. David stayed indoors for days. He was afraid, confused, and careful. Word had already started spreading that something strange had happened to him, but no one knew the details. He refused to touch most of the wealth and refused to let anyone into his room. While David was adjusting to his new reality, Obara had his eyes set on KEZIAH. Anytime KEZIAH came to the shop, Obara would secretly give her things for free. Sugar, milk, bread. He tried to impress her in the little ways he could. KEZIAH did not particularly like Obara, but she knew he wanted to sleep with her. Whenever she was in the mood and needed company, she did not care much who it was, and she also noticed that David had suddenly disappeared from the shop. One evening, KEZIAH came to the shop again. David was still nowhere to be found. Obara was behind the counter. KEZIAH looked at him and said, "This one you have been disturbing me. Can you really do the do?" Obara was shocked by how direct she was. But then he remembered David's words. The girl no day form. She be free giver. So he decided to play along. "Yes," he said confidently. "I day shift womb. Girls day call me the womb shifter." KEZIAH burst out laughing. "Oh yeah." Then she said, "Come and shift my womb." The other sales boy nearby widened his eyes. Obara quickly told her to give him 10 minutes. He ran straight to Ephine's house. When he got there, he saw Ephine and Precious coming out of the house. It was obvious they had just finished doing something. Obara pulled Ephine aside. "I beg help me. KEZIAH don't give me green light. I know say I suppose shop and you day help me as my boss, but I beg now. I beg, I be your friend. Make I just go do sharp. Ephine laughed. "Okay," he said. "I come shop now. You fit go." Obara was excited. He ran back to the shop, told the other salesboy that Ephine was coming, and left with KEZIAH. On their way to his place, Obara was unusually excited. KEZIAH noticed. She laughed. Why you happy like this? You be virgin?" Obara laughed loudly. "How womb shifter go be virgin now?" They both laughed. When they got to his place, they slept together. Obara lived up to his name. Afterwards, KEZIAH lay on the bed for almost 30 minutes before standing up. The first thing she said was, womb shifter indeed." She praised him for satisfying her and left. That night, Obara slept peacefully, replaying the experience in his head. The next morning, he woke up and froze. His entire room was filled with gold, silver, emeralds, and cash. Obara locked the door immediately and ran straight to David's house. He told David everything. David's heart sank. They both went to meet Ephine, and Obara explained what had happened. Ephine listened quietly. Then he asked one question. "You slept with KEZIAH?" They both answered yes. "And it was the night you slept with her that this thing happened?" They both answered yes. That was when it hit them. KEZIAH was the source of their wealth. David finally gathered courage and began spending his money. He opened a large carpentry shop. He bought a new car and built a house. Obara opened a supermarket bigger than Ephine's own shop. He also bought a car and built a house. When Ephine saw how successful his friends had become, jealousy entered his heart. "I must sleep with KEZIAH too," he said. David and Obara laughed. "You talk say she no be your spec." Ephine replied bitterly. "Precious is my spec. Wouldn't she don do for me?" In his mind, he added, "After all, when I talk say she no day form, she be free giver." But KEZIAH did not like Ephine. She had noticed how rude he was to her, how he treated her like she was beneath him. She also knew he was openly dating Precious, and Precious was known for trouble. KEZIAH did not want drama. Ephine started buying gifts for her. She was surprised, but she accepted them. One does not reject free gifts, she told herself. Eventually, Ephine told her he liked her. KEZIAH snapped. She told him clearly that she knew he never liked her before, that he was dating Precious, and that she did not want trouble. Ephine was angry, but he refused to give up. That night, a new thought entered his head. What if I marry her? If I marry her, All the riches will be mine. Ephine went ahead with his plan. He broke up with Precious. He told her he no longer loved her and that he now loved KEZIAH. When he told her this, she laughed at first, thinking he was joking. Then she realized he was serious.
Ha!
Wait, she said angrily. You are leaving me for KEZIAH? That same day, Precious went straight to KEZIAH's house. She warned her to stay away from her boyfriend. She insulted her and embarrassed her openly. KEZIAH hated humiliation. As if that was not enough, the next evening, Ephine came to her grandmother's house with his kinsman to ask for her hand in marriage. KEZIAH was shocked at his boldness. When they left, KEZIAH made it clear to her grandmother that she could never marry that man. Her grandmother listened calmly and told her, "It is important that a woman marries a man she loves, a man she believes will satisfy her." KEZIAH agreed immediately, but Ephine was not ready to accept rejection. When he realized nothing was working, not money, not gifts, not marriage, a dark thought entered his mind. "If I force myself on her, I will still get the riches," he said to himself. "I must get this wealth." One evening, Ephine monitored her movement. When KEZIAH was returning home through a quiet bush path, he attacked her.
He wore a mask.
He did what he planned to do. He forced himself on her and ran away. KEZIAH was broken. She was in pain, confused, and traumatized. She went home crying and told her grandmother everything. Her grandmother listened quietly, then laughed. "Don't worry," she said. "The gods will punish him." That night, Ephine returned home feeling victorious. In his mind, he had finally won. His house was big. If riches filled David and Obara's small one-room apartments, then his own would be 10 times bigger. He barely slept that night, waiting for music morning. But instead of riches, he woke up to a loud banging on his gate. "Your shop is on fire. Come out quickly." Confused and scared, he rushed into his car and drove toward the shop. On his way, his car suddenly developed a fault. He lost control and crashed into a wall. He did not die, but the car was destroyed. People gathered and pulled him out. Still confused, he ran toward his shop. By the time he got there, the entire place had burned to the ground. Everything was gone. As he collapsed to the ground, someone shouted, "Your house is on fire." Screaming. That was the last thing he heard before he fainted. He was rushed to the hospital. When he regained consciousness, Music David and Obara were by his side. The first thing Ephine asked was, "After you slept with KEZIAH, you became rich, right?" They both answered, "Yes." Ephine screamed, "Then why is my own different? I slept with her yesterday. Today I have lost everything. I am now poor. Everything I worked for is gone." He discharged himself from the hospital immediately. Music, together with David and Obara, he went straight to KEZIAH's house. As soon as he arrived, he started shouting, "KEZIAH, what have you done to me?" KEZIAH and her grandmother came outside. Ephine continued angrily, "David slept with you. He became rich. Obara slept with you. He became rich. I slept with you, and now everything I own is gone." KEZIAH looked at him in shock. "But I never slept with you," she said. Then it hit her. She screamed and held him. "Mama, it was him.
He was the one."
Her grandmother laughed. Then she spoke. "Myself, KEZIAH, and KEZIAH's mother have a special gift." Everyone went silent. If a man sleeps with any woman from this family, and she enjoys it, that man will discover great riches. But if she does not enjoy it, that man will suffer. David and Obara stood frozen. "That is why every woman in this family is allowed to marry a man she loves," the grandmother continued. "We do not force marriage. We do not pressure our daughters. That is also why I warned KEZIAH against being with random men." She turned to KEZIAH. "Once you discover this gift, it stops working." KEZIAH broke down crying. "So my gift is gone?" she asked.
"No."
"Wonder men were always around me." Her grandmother nodded. "This gift was meant only for your husband, so that both of you would benefit together. But you gave it away to random men." She then turned to David and Obara. "The two of you are shameless friends who slept with the same woman." David and Obara were shocked and ashamed. Ephine, still on the ground, asked with a trembling voice, So what about me? Why is my own different? The grandmother looked at him and laughed. If you sleep with her and she does not enjoy it, you will become a poor and miserable man. The same way these two became rich overnight is the same way you became poor overnight. She paused and added, You are foolish enough to force yourself on her. Ephine collapsed and cried openly. David turned to him in disbelief.
Wait.
You forced yourself on her? The grandmother raised her voice. David, Obara, if either of you uses your wealth to help this man, you will become like him. Ephine screamed, I am finished. My friends cannot even help me. Ephine sat on the ground, crying uncontrollably. David and Obara looked at each other. Out of guilt and gratitude, they decided to help KEZIAH instead. They opened a clothing business for her. They built her a house. They bought her a car. That was their way of saying thank you. Ephine never recovered. Everything he tried after that failed. He remained poor till today. Months later, Ephine was no longer the man people feared or respected. His shop was gone. His house was gone. His car was gone. Everything he tried after that failed. Any business he started collapsed. Any job he touched scattered. Even small things refused to work for him. He now spent most of his days sitting on a broken wooden bench near the roadside, watching people pass. One evening, a black car slowed down in front of him. David was behind the wheel, and Obara was in the passenger seat. They were dressed clean and confident. Their businesses were flourishing.
People greeted them with respect.
Ephine stood up slowly and raised his hands. David, Obara. The car slowed down, but it did not stop. David looked at him. Obara looked away, and the car drove on. Ephine stood there watching the dust rise behind them until the sound of the engine disappeared. That was when it finally sank in. Everything he lost, everything he touched failed. He sat back down alone.